Let's get right into it. Number 10. The freeze reflex. Picture this. You're walking down a dark alley, and suddenly, you hear footsteps behind you. Your brain has 3 buttons it can smash: fight, flight, or freeze. And guess which one your ancient wiring loves to slam? Yep, the stand completely still and hope the saber-toothed tiger loses interest button. Because apparently your nervous system thinks you're a possum auditioning for Broadway. This reflex comes from back when predators hunted based on movement. If you stopped moving, you blended in. But in modern times, freezing doesn't exactly help when a car is barreling toward you at 60 miles per hour. The Toyota doesn't care if you hold very, very still. It's not a T-Rex, it's 2 tons of metal and bad Spotify playlists. What's happening in your brain is that your amygdala, the little panic alarm in your skull, hijacks your decision-making, paralyzes your muscles before you even realize what's happening. Think of it as your body trying to update its operating system mid-crisis, but it crashes halfway through. Congratulations, you've become the Windows 95 of survival. Ironically, the freeze reflex does still work in some cases, like if you're being stalked by an actual predator in the wild. But for everyday survival, it's basically your nervous system glitching out at the worst possible moment. Instead of saving you, it could turn you into a very confused hood ornament. Number 9. Blind panic. You've probably seen those disaster movie scenes where everyone screams, pushes, and runs in the same direction until they clog the exit like human toothpaste. That's not just Hollywood. It's a real psychological phenomenon. In emergencies, our brains get infected by a groupthink virus called panic contagion. When one person bolts, the monkey brain part of your noggin screams, "Follow them! They probably know where bananas, safety is." So instead of calmly checking exits, people stampede. The tragic part? More people die from panicked crowd crushes than from the actual danger they were trying to escape. Basically, humans are lemmings with Wi-Fi. The science is this. Your sympathetic nervous system pumps adrenaline into your bloodstream, flooding your muscles with go juice. But your prefrontal cortex, the part that handles logic, gets shoved in a closet. You're no longer thinking, you're just sprinting, shoving, and occasionally trampling Karen from accounting. There's also something called the herding effect. In times of uncertainty, your brain figures the group must know something you don't. So you join in even if everyone else is stampeding toward a locked door. It's survival by imitation, which worked great when following the tribe meant not starving. Today, it means you might die in a very stupid way while proving evolution doesn't care about your individuality. Number 8. Drinking dirty water. Your ancestors had one rule. If it's wet, drink it. Because in the ancient world, dehydration killed you way faster than bacteria did. Sure, you might end up with a gut parasite, but at least you'd live long enough to complain about it. Fast forward to today, and your survival instincts are still screaming, drink whatever liquid is nearby. The problem is, our modern nearby liquids aren't exactly fresh mountain springs. They're puddles with rainbow oil slicks, stagnant water tanks, or whatever came out of your garden hose that's been baking in the sun for 3 months. Your survival brain doesn't care. It just sees water and says, "Yay, hydration!" Meanwhile, microscopic gremlins are preparing to set up a rave in your intestines. Medically, this is because dehydration triggers a primal desperation. Your hypothalamus, which manages thirst, doesn't politely wait for Evian. It pushes you toward whatever liquid is within reach, even if it's a cholera cocktail. You can last about 3 days without water, so your brain is wired to panic long before that. Irony alert. In a survival situation, drinking dirty water could kill you faster than dehydration, thanks to dysentery, parasites, or bacteria, which means the habit designed to save your life might just speedrun you straight to the grave. It's like choosing between dying of thirst or dying of explosive diarrhea. Truly, evolution is a comedian. Number 7. Following the crowd. Imagine being in a burning building. Smoke everywhere, alarms blaring, and instead of heading toward the clearly marked exit, you shuffle behind a herd of equally confused humans heading upstairs. Why? Because your brain has this adorable glitch called social proof. where if other people are doing something, it must be the right move. Evolution baked this into you because, back in tribal times, sticking with the group was survival 101. If everyone was running in one direction, odds were there was a tiger in the other. But in the modern world, following the group can mean stampeding toward danger, or just standing in line at Starbucks for 10 minutes before realizing it's actually a queue for the bathroom. Psychologists call this the conformity effect, and it's surprisingly strong. In experiments, people will confidently give the wrong answer to an obvious question just because everyone else in the room did. So when you're in a crisis, your brain doesn't default to logic. It defaults to safety in numbers, even if those numbers are blindly marching into a human blender. So while your ancestors survived by mimicking their tribe, you might not survive because your modern tribe consists of panicking strangers, all trusting each other's terrible decisions. It's basically the blind leading the blind, except the blind are also on fire. Number 6. Saving your stuff. Here's a depressing truth. People have literally died because they refused to leave their luggage behind. Burning plane? Hold on, let me grab my carry-on. Flooded house? But my PlayStation. Humans have this survival habit called loss aversion, which basically means your brain hates losing stuff more than it loves staying alive. Evolution made sense here. Food, tools, and clothing were survival itself. If you lost your only spear, you weren't eating that night. Fast forward to today, and your essential tools are laptops, photo albums, and that weird collection of Funko Pops. In an emergency, your brain still treats them as if your life depends on them, which is a tragic and very dumb mistake. Neurologically, this is powered by the dopamine circuits in your brain. Your possessions are tied to your identity, comfort, and sense of control. In a chaotic moment, holding on to them feels like holding on to stability. Except stability isn't going to help if you're trapped in an elevator because you insisted on saving your backpack full of socks. The irony? The thing you're trying to save could literally be what kills you. People dragging luggage off planes slow down evacuations, block aisles, and basically turn the escape into a clearance sale where the only discount is your life expectancy. Congratulations, you've been mugged by your own brain. Number 5. Trusting your gut. You've probably heard that advice. Always trust your gut. And sure, sometimes it's useful. Like when your gut says, don't eat sushi from that gas station. But in actual survival situations, your gut is basically a drunk fortune teller. It's running on instincts wired for a world that doesn't exist anymore. Take navigation, for example. Your gut might tell you to walk downhill to find water. In reality, you could end up circling endlessly because your gut compass is about as accurate as a broken GPS. Or maybe your gut insists you can totally swim across that river, even though it's freezing, twice as wide as you thought, and also has a charming little current waiting to yeet you downstream. The science behind this? Intuition is just your brain's shortcut machine. It uses past experiences and pattern recognition to make quick calls. But the catch is, your past experiences are things like finding the bathroom at Target, not escaping a wildfire. So your instincts are solving the wrong problems with supreme confidence. That misplaced confidence is the killer. Trusting your gut can make you ignore actual evidence, like maps, signs, or the trained rescue worker screaming at you. Instead, you march boldly into the wrong decision, because nothing says survival like betting your life on vibes. Number 4. Fire obsession. There's something primal about fire. It's warm, it's cozy, and your lizard brain still thinks it's the ultimate survival cheat code. Which, fair enough. Fire kept our ancestors alive through ice ages, predators, and endless nights of boredom. But in modern emergencies, that obsession can backfire. Literally. In survival scenarios, people often waste dangerous amounts of energy trying to build or maintain a fire, even when it's not actually necessary. Imagine you're lost in the woods. Instead of focusing on finding clean water or signaling for help, your brain is yelling, "We need fire now." Meanwhile, you're shivering, exhausted, and inhaling enough smoke to season your lungs. The science here is that fire taps into something called evolutionary salience. Basically, your brain overprioritizes it because, for thousands of years, it really was top-tier survival tech. But today, fire can kill you just as easily as it saves you. People start blazes in unsafe places, light fires inside shelters without ventilation, or accidentally burn themselves because they didn't exactly attend caveman scout camp. And let's not forget urban settings. In house fires, people sometimes waste precious seconds trying to fight the flames instead of just leaving. Why? Because the instinct is to control the fire, not escape it. Irony alert. Your brain's favorite survival tool can turn into the reason you end up on the evening news as a cautionary tale. Number 3. The hero impulse. Hollywood has lied to you. It convinced you that in a disaster, you'll suddenly transform into a brave, selfless hero who saves everyone. Reality check. Your hero impulse might actually be your downfall. When danger strikes, some people ignore self-preservation because their brain floods with a cocktail of adrenaline, empathy, and social conditioning. You've seen those viral stories. Someone running back into a burning building to save a pet, or trying to pull strangers out of a sinking car. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it just means 2 funerals instead of 1. Psychologists call this altruistic risk-taking, and it's rooted in our tribal past. Helping others increased your status in the group, which increased your survival odds long-term. But in modern emergencies, there's no evolutionary payoff for sprinting back into a collapsing building. You're not getting a promotion in the afterlife. The hero impulse is tricky because it feels morally right. And sometimes, yes, people genuinely do save lives because of it. But it also makes you underestimate risks, overestimate your abilities, and ignore the fact that trained professionals with actual equipment exist for a reason. Basically, your brain writes you into an action movie, but forgets you don't have plot armor. Number 2. Overconfidence. There's a survival habit that kills more modern humans than almost any other. Thinking, I got this. Spoiler, you probably don't. Overconfidence is your brain's way of putting sunglasses on and strutting into danger like it's a TikTok challenge. This comes from what's called the optimism bias. Humans consistently believe bad things are less likely to happen to them compared to everyone else. It's why people drive through floods, hike without gear, or try to eyeball whether a frozen lake can hold their weight. Evolutionarily, a bit of overconfidence helped us take risks that led to food, mates, and new territory. But today, it just means you're overestimating your survival skills while underestimating the universe's ability to crush you. Neuroscience shows this bias is baked into dopamine pathways, rewarding you for risky behavior. The problem is, dopamine doesn't care about physics. So when you trust yourself to outrun a wildfire, outswim a rip current, or outsmart hypothermia, your brain is basically cheering you into an early grave. The kicker? Overconfidence often takes down the people who should know better, experienced hikers, seasoned divers, even pilots. Because nothing says tragic headline like, they thought they could handle it. Congratulations, your survival instincts just nominated you for a Darwin Award. Number 1. Conserving energy. Here's the most ironic survival habit of them all, your body's obsession with saving energy. Back in the hunter-gatherer days, burning calories recklessly could literally kill you. Food was scarce, so your body evolved to whisper, hey, maybe don't move too much. Sit down. Take a nap. Let's chill. That whisper became a survival mantra. Conserve energy at all costs. Fast forward to today, and that same instinct can kill you in ways your ancestors never imagined. Lost in the wilderness? Your brain may convince you to sit and wait it out, when moving to find shelter or water could be your only shot. Trapped in a house fire? People sometimes freeze or move slower than they should because their bodies default to energy conservation mode. Even in medical crises, hesitation caused by this instinct can shave off the seconds you desperately need. Here's the biology. Your hypothalamus is basically the body's accountant, constantly balancing energy budgets. It resists unnecessary activity to prevent overspending. But modern emergencies don't follow that logic. Conserving energy while hypothermia is setting in? Bad plan. Resting when you should be running? Even worse. And the cruel joke? This instinct often feels right. Your body convinces you that stillness is safety, that moving less equals living longer. But in today's world, where survival often demands immediate action, that ancient frugality can be your final mistake. It's like your brain is the world's worst financial advisor, telling you to save pennies while your house burns down. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.